Alright, I'm back. Just the whole thing with like my little break took a lot more time than I expected because, well, as I said, I need to do something. So yeah. So I'm kind of late, so to speak. Also, I thought about Sakura no Mori, and I think I will end it today. Obviously, not the whole game, but as you see, we like. Where's the fuck? Yeah. You're like chapter 8, right? The Joker. So I assume at least we'll end the Joker part today. Well, the whole chapter. Not like only this like part, yeah? But like the whole chapter of Joker, right? And if there will be like conclusion of Common Route, which I assume will be, right? I guess when he will say goodbye to Madoka. Oh, that's sort of obvious, right? That he will move on, so to speak. That's, I guess, like, sort of my goal for today. Right now it's like 7, so I don't know how long it will be, but as you see, yeah, it's not like that long, yeah? Like, not that long ago, we were on Tsukade, and right now it's like chapter 8, so... so yeah. So yes, I played like, yeah, for like 2 hours, and I played on chapter 8, you know? Well, not 2 hours, but 3 hours, yeah. But still, right? So... yeah. And what I wanted to say, yeah, about this like whole situation with Hid. My kind of like theory is that since he's a killer, right? That he like became some supernatural thing or something. Because as far as you recall, right? That they could use super abilities in dreams, right? Well, people who were possessed by dogs, right? And maybe he somehow manifested it like in real life or something, right? Because that kind of the only makes sense, yeah, the only thing that makes sense regarding like how he threw Shinji, right? So, maybe he has like some fucking superpowers or something. Or maybe he mutated or something, right? So, that's kind of the only theory I have right now. Because, like, there is really no, like, I guess, information on him. I mean, we will learn in a moment, I guess, something about him, so. But yeah, let's continue. Also, yeah, as just to remind you that I will be doing one route, like regular style, yeah, like walkthrough, and then I will be doing reviews, sort of like Bakuten, right? I will try to do, also, yeah, Bakuten, I will do it, so, okay? I have like it recorded, yeah. It just it has it's like how to say, not all parts. I wanted to do like reviews like episode 2, 3, 4, right? That kind of regard. So it would come at the same time, but it takes an ungodly amount of time to render that and like yeah, cut moments and that kind of stuff. So yeah. Also, my PC is not the best, so you know. But yeah, as I said, I will be doing reviews sort of like Bakuten for other routes. Obviously, it will be like sort of like best moments, sort of speak like cut out, right? So yeah, because that was like in Manga Gamer or not Manga Gamer, well, in the policy of developer, right? So I don't want to ignore that, right? Yeah. So yeah, let's continue. Finally, right? Sakura no Mori Park was teeming with energy, even on weekdays. Young parents with preschool children, youngsters with nothing to do, the elderly, a bunch of civil servants that looked like they were skipping out on their job. Both those busy and not so much gathered in this famous spot. Right, but he was different. Did I change? I mean, yeah, see, right? Please tell me I'm right. Well, anyway, I will be taking screenshots in like a different way because text appears, you know? But anyway. But he was different. There was no view in his actions. It was as though he was taken there by a stream. Or at least that was how it looked. Ask him if he found anything special in this park. It's been over 40 years since I first got my badge, but then I thought I'd be covered from head to toe by the soot and ashes of the worst that humanity had to offer. Field duty put me into a position where I had no to interact with everyday people on a daily basis, so I did my best to appear friendly and approachable. Right. Not to mention I was interacting with a child. I tried making an awkward smile, but I was met with complete silence. Didn't seem like it had any effect. But then I quickly realized that he wasn't even looking at me. He didn't respond simply because he had nothing to say. He always sat on the ground with his arms around his knees, gazing into the distance. I'd have been curious about him even if I weren't an officer. Policemen were human too, after all. He didn't talk by himself, but he'd answer any question I asked. His name was Hidenori. He had a name tag with Kamiji Hidenori written on it, most likely from some specialty school, yeah. He couldn't have been older than elementary school at the time. Also, you may hear these sounds, like I'm taking something from like... how's it thing called? You go with shopping visit, you know, and take products there. So yeah, that's because I'm resuming my sort of like training again, because I think I'm not like well enough to do like what I was doing, right? But I'm trying to recover still. So yeah, and will be sweating like fucking who knows how much, yeah. And my armpits reminding me of that. So you know, so yeah. Even when I'm just recording and talking, I don't know why, but I sweat like an ungodly amount of time. Maybe because I drink a lot of water, but you know. He had no parents and lived in an institution called Asunaro Academy. I tried contacting them, but they only paid me lip service. Though being a civil servant myself, I felt indignant about it for a short while, but I realized that it probably wasn't the fault of the organization as a whole. There was an unpleasant smell coming from Kamiji Hidenori. His white, soft hair had current to the touch, and his collar had blackened from extended wear. Asked whether he didn't mind that, to which he answered,
わかりません.
Yeah, apparently. Also, yeah, there is like the whole thing, I just remember that, you know, this whole thing with like flashbacks. Not flashbacks, but this like thing between episodes, right? Where there's like child's voice, right? And like this girl who's like walks through the door, yeah, and that kind of shit. Was it about him? I doubt it. But then again, about what then? Who the fuck knows? Perhaps that was why the people from his organization had trouble dealing with him. And it wasn't just the fuse that stood out on his body, he was also covered in bruises. Though none of them looked new by one shot. I couldn't quite ask a child about his parents after they had just died, but there was probably something funky going on at home. He was an unfortunate kid. I tried inviting him to my kind of school, but he didn't seem interested. I'd always find him sitting on the ground with his head in the clouds. Of his age, overflowed with energy and wanted to move all the time. But he said he had been like that for as long as he remembered. Back when his parents were still alive, back when he still lived in his home, Kamiji Hidenori spent most of his time sitting on the floor doing nothing. Okay, that's sort of, I guess, like with this like flashback stuff. But, I couldn't help pointing that out, but the answer that followed hung in my hand for the rest of my life.
僕は空っぽなんです。
空っぽ?
I didn't quite understand, he probably couldn't explain it himself. But didn't sound like something elementary school kids should say. Unable to outright refute it to the kid's face, I instead asked him something. Why I can't fucking read? He didn't answer. But I didn't miss how his eyebrows twitched. I was pretty observant. Detective! Please read! Please! Stop being stupid.
人間誰しも何かしらの役割はあるものだよ。今はわからないかもしれないが、君もじきにわかる。
The world needed all sorts of people. The world, yeah. And humans were social animals. But rather than explaining that, I chose something I thought a kid would prefer.
この世には悪霊がいてね。
悪霊。
It was the first time he showed any signs of interest. Please, they began to explain about bollocks, about what happened when they possessed you, and about the presence of untraceable serial killers. And those that fought them.
彼らの活動は世間の誰にも知られることなく、よって賞賛を集めることもない。それでもなお、それは尊いものだよ。わかるかい？
If it's the boy who raised his head probably for the first time.
それが役割というものだ。
役割。それが殻の中身を埋めるということ。
He asked a question for the first time, to which I gave a strong nod.
そういうことだ。
I see.
正義のヒーロー。
そう言えるかもしれないな。悪霊はおまわりさんのような警察にも自衛隊にも撃つことはできない。悪霊を撃つことができるなら、彼らを正義のヒーローと呼んでもいいだろうな。
I never talked to him again after that day. I actually did spot him a few times, but he didn't seem to be sitting on the ground spacing out anymore. He'd even give me a friendly bow when our eyes met. He looked like nothing but a normal boy, almost as though someone else was wearing his skin. Eventually I ended up retiring and forgot all about the lot. Though there were a few things that remained in my memories. The strange remark about being empty, and bottles. I used to keep it a secret, but that changed my mind. Though I couldn't find anyone else display as much interest in them as Kamichi Hidenori.
と、そんなことがあったのだ。
Okay, theory time. So he's empty, right? Let's say he doesn't have a soul. He learned about monsters, somehow find one, and that... Oh, no, that wouldn't make sense. He killed my dog, and her body was, like, still there, right? Uh-huh. She would disappear if he was possessed at that time. Okay, second theory. Purpose. Remember, yeah, this, like, talk about role. So maybe he decided that that would be his role, you know, kind of... Sort of serve for a hero, right? As an enemy. Right? And that would be his role, really. Once he found one, that was, obviously, Shinji. He decided to create a hero, right? Basically. So Shinji would actually act, right? And he killed Madoka. But then it doesn't explain why would he continue to kill, right? I guess, so someone would stop him. I guess that still creates a purpose, right? But maybe at that time he already was possessed after that. And that's kind of only... how to say? Made its decisions... Well, you know how Tonosawa basically went apeshit, right? That basically sort of happened to him, but in like smaller... how to say? In smaller version, right? That he still remains himself, sort of, right? That he remembers about purpose and stuff. But at the same time, it only pushes him to kill people, right? I don't know.
そうか。みすみす容疑者を増やしてしまったことも、上条秀則が関わっていたんだな。
Give me a sec.
容疑者？
ボダッハだよ。これは子供には食いつきのいい話題なのかと思って、同情生に話すようになってしまったからな。
But I wasn't believed or something.
ああ。
まあ、誰も本気にはしてくれなかったが、 やはり見えないものには何を言ったところで無駄ということを私も知ったよ。
The Joker knew about Kirito's household and its activities. but they could not narrow the list of suspects since that information had become so widely available. He said he was empty.
友人だったのだろう。そうした話を君にしたことはなかったのかね。
The only thing I fucking don't understand about your grandfather, why are you so fucking retarded that you just... Okay, I guess he gave a reason, yeah? Because, like, he maybe thought that kids like this sort of stuff, but, like, holy shit. Isn't that, like, supposed to be... Well, not a secret, but... Not okay to tell everyone? No, not really. I felt like I was being told the story of someone I never knew. And it definitely was just the impression I got from him having a different last name. I could tell just from the story, he had changed completely. I think I met Heath some time after you encountered with him. You said he started acting differently after what you told him, so I think he had indeed changed after that day.
だがそれも妙なことだな。わしが自分で言うのもおかしいが、そこまで感銘を与える話とも思えんよ。
Though, in your opinion.
まあ子供時代というのは受け取り方もまた独特で鮮烈で、ただそれだけのことだったのかもしれないが。
But also that, I guess, yeah. Kid kept talking about heroes to me all the time. I assumed he was a big fan of those old shows, but it didn't seem to have been the case at all. The key was probably hidden in that single conversation they had in the past. But it seems that not even someone who was part of that conversation could quite pinpoint what it was. We moved to the next room after I finished explaining everything. I hesitated as my eyes wandered to one of the reclining chairs. Still alright to go on with this?
吹上くんどうかした？
No. I opened my mouth before I even realized it. I never mentioned it because I felt it wasn't related, but I was attacked by a known assailant as I walked along the road today, and I showed my back to everyone. It hurts pretty bad to see it. I'm not sure if I will be able to dive today.
なんだ、そんな怪我をしているなら言ってくれれば私たちから出向いたのに。
I suppose so. But as I was completely set on diving just moments before, that was why I came to begin with. It made resolve vanished when I saw the actual chairs. I couldn't help but be surprised by my own anxiety. But could you still do it without me? There is no problem as long as there are two divers, right?
ええ、まあそれは。ええ。けど、相手のことを知っている人がいないと、夢に侵入するのもちょっと難しいの。
I mean, yeah, everyone else, I guess, we sort of knew them at least like by looks, right? But they even never met Hid, or at least Mahoro, right?
だから、私たちだけだとうまくいかないかもしれない。
Alright. No, I think it'll be better by tomorrow. Could you stay over as well, Hatsune? There might come need for your powers.
わかった。
Anyway, I'm sorry, but I'll be going home for now.
本当に一人で大丈夫？
Yeah. I had the people in the house call the taxi and left in it. Could you wait here for a moment? I'll be right back. Roger.
ちょっとシンジ、何考えているの？
I've never seen Madoka look so angry, not in life, and not even this. But I ignored her and hurried towards the building.
こら、このドアホ、一体どこを突きやる？あ？
What's going on? Good evening.
なんだおめえか。てっきりヒデかと。
He hasn't come back yet? I came to see him.
あのバカ野郎、まだ戻らねえんだよ。たく。
The chief glared at the clock of the wall. Both of his hands were pointed at 12. Is it unusual for him to be out at night?
そうだな。いや、時間はそうでもねえが、ずっと帰らないってのはこれまでなかったことだな。
I see. The hustle and bustle waited around the station is this hour, making the agency feel unusually silent and eerie.
妙なもんだな。 これが当たり前っちゃ当たり前なのに妙な気がする。
What do you mean, expected?
男二人でいつまでも暮らせるかよ。ホモじゃあるめえし。
No, yes. He remained foul-mouthed as usual, but the fact that he shouted at me, thinking I was hid, as I opened the door, was proof he was worried, yeah. He's a detective assistant after all.
助手なんぞいるかよ。お前も知っての通り、うちはいつだって閑古鳥だからな。だから、本当はいついなくなったっていいようなものなんだ。本当はな。
It seems that he really did like Hit, and it's probably the same for Hit too. The fact that such a dangerous serial killer could live with someone in peace stood testament to it.
もともとどこの馬の骨って野郎だからな。後ろ足で砂引っ掛けて消えたって不思議じゃねえ。
It hasn't even been a full day since he left. I ended up consoling him. I couldn't say the same about Hit, but I didn't dislike Chikuroto.
だが、こうして見てみると、あいつの持ち物なんかほとんどなかったんだよな。
I looked around the room. Indeed, it didn't feel like someone was living here. Yet two men who were neither family nor friends stayed here for years.
だから本人が消えると、まるであいつがいたこと自体が嘘だったような、そんな気になってくるな。
I think I'll be on my way. The chief looked away and nodded faintly.
シンジ、もうやめて。シンジが何を考えてるか、私にはわかる。
Don't stop me.
シンジ
She probably would have bought my pass if she were alive. But now her sole means of resistance were words. And I wasn't in the mood for listening. Of listening. For listening, no? Isn't in the mood of listening. Mood of listening? Mood for... Okay, let's just shut up. I got into the taxi. Where would you like to go next? The driver gave me a confused look through the back mirror as I told him the address. You sure you want to go there? A friend lives there. I was around this house anymore. Think you will have a hard time finding your way back. You sure you want to go there? Yes. I think it's about the place where they were with, and almost died.
シンジってば。ねえ、もう帰ろうよ。
The dog pleaded at me from the seat next to me. The driver kept glancing back almost as though he had a sixth sense or something. Are you sure you're okay, kid? You look plenty pale. Apparently it was only because of the color of my face. I'm alright. My face probably didn't look anything special, not to mention you probably could not tell anything in the dark interior of the car. But maybe he saw something through my expression. I was, after all, out to kill someone.
シンジ
Did he take the pistol, at least? I know how Risaka feels now. Her best friend got killed, which is why she's trying to take revenge on Kirito's sister. Indirectly, at least. The usual method simply isn't enough.
あんなやり方
But there are people in the dreams. I was all about diving at you. I saw that room and those chairs. But my mind suddenly changed when I did. I can deal with hits, the Joker in such an indirect way.
シンジねえシンジ、本当に考え直して。そんなことしたらシンジの人生おしまいなんだよ。
No, not necessarily, but... I knew that. I remembered what Chief Garota and a former policeman, as it turned out, told me.
殺しだけはするなよ。
あのね、私が心配してるのはそれだけじゃないの。シンジの方こそ殺されるかもしれない。
I know what he will also, I guess. He's no different from an average person. He wouldn't be able to overpower me easily.
違う。
I mean, how the fuck can he through you, you know? Huh? I would directly at her for the first time.
あの人は本物の化け物よ。
A dog looked at me with an expression of utmost seriousness. What do you mean?
そ さっきは言わなかったけど、だって自分の見たものがあんまり信じられなかったから。
Right, she mentioned something along those lines before.
というより、自分が見たことが信じられない。シンジがあの人を押し倒した時、私シンジの背中に妙なものを見て、あれはやっぱり目の錯覚とも思えない。
You know, one thing I sort of don't like right now is they trying to play this like whole mystery, like what the fuck that was, right? But the problem with it, Madoka surely would saw it and understood what was it if it was some, I don't know, fucking field arm, for example, right, or some shit. So the whole thing that they trying like this, like, oh, mystery, yeah, I don't can't even believe what I saw. It's kind of annoying. They're just trying to, you know, just to continue it for no reason, right? Like, I guess for element of surprise or something when we actually see him or something. I don't know. Huh? What exactly did you see? She began talking. And of course, yeah, they... You're right. He ended up spending his money for the first time in a long while, even though he didn't really have enough to afford such a thing. What was up with his feeling? He went to bed and woke up at the same time as usual. It was just something keeping his spirits down tonight. He felt weird even at school. Looking at Fukigami's face, which usually never failed to cheer him up, only made him angry today. Just what was going on? He didn't change any. He remained an attractive young man. It was like he suddenly put on a weight or anything. Sakura's favorite fan would realize his videos. I imagine molesting one of the students he had at night in school. I see, that's why he liked Fukigami. I mean, makes sense. I mean, yeah, it makes sense. He raped people. Like, what, I'm retarded? Yeah. Yeah. But he... Okay. What his head on viewed it as a thought that someone had broken into his house 3 days ago. And today he woke up unusually displeased for no apparent reason. He didn't have any other students he currently wanted besides Fukigami, so he ended up actually going for the real thing this time. Ah, that's why he, you know, decided to talk to him. Yeah, and then kind of, let's not. Wait, or that does it mean something different? He had to admit there was something wrong with him borrowing money with interest for this kind of thing. Okay, so he just went to buy porn or something? I don't get it. Ah, sorry. If he at least had his salary at his disposal, at his disposal, I assume, no? But more than half of it had been sucked away by certain man. Despite being one of the most popular teachers in school, he was so broke he couldn't even find a lover. When did his life go wrong? When he met Kamichi Hidenori, or when he sought to make him into his... He saw his thoughts that the bastard broke, still hurt when he climbed the stairs, which he lived in an apartment complex with an elevator. The man was seriously insane.
Ah, okaeri.
Oh, I see! Right.
そんなにビビらなくてもいいのに、セックスまでした仲じゃん。
What the fuck is that with that voice? Yeah, right. So I guess since he's going to this like how to say, the house where no one lives, right? It's like house which was like with years and stuff. He won't find he's there, so at least he won't die for a little while. I mean, I doubt that Shinji will actually die, but maybe there will be some decisions that will be like bad ending or something. Sakura's mouse was a gift from both fear and surprise, so he gave him money every month. He had made sure to never meet in public places. That night of terror would pop back into his mind when he was alone. And this was the first time he actually broke into his home.
けどずいぶん遅かったね。こんな時間までどこにいたの？金もないのにさ。
Right.
どうやって入った？
が？
鍵をかけていただろ、ちゃんと。窓の戸締まりだって忘れなかったはずだ。
ああ。
He never nodded like an idiot. That was his usual habit that pissed got off.
別にどうってことないんだ。今の僕には。
Yeah, this kind of confirms that he's different, let's say.
とにかく帰れよ。今月分の金はまだ先だろ。お前何しに来たんだ？
なんだと思う？
He couldn't be made fun of by Hoffit. Okay, his crotch grew warm as he felt a wave of anger rise from the piece of his stomach. Okay, might as well do it! He would not lose against a scrawny fool when it came to physical strength. The terror of that night of torment was still fresh in his bones, but yeah. He then looked around as Tsukada was lost in thought.
ここ正気臭いよ。あんた毎日線釣りしてんの？
うるせえよ。
アスナル学園でせっせと撮りためたホモセックスビデオを見ながらさ。僕が映っているビデオだけど、捨てろって言ったよね。
Right.
捨てたよ。
Right. I really like how his eyes enlarged, but his, became smaller, like, yeah.
そこに積んであるのはみんなお前以外が映ってるやつだ。
Right, right.
へえ。
He watched them. No, he set a password on his computer after the previous break-in, and there were no other tools to place the disk in the room. Must have been working, he most certainly was.
なあ、おい。もう本当に帰れよ。なあ。
Tsukada's tone was almost pleading. His feelings towards this man were still very complicated. He wanted to live with him as he could, but he also hated him for what he did. Not to mention the sick layer of terror that night had instilled in his mind. Though in the back of his mind he also felt a sense of superiority for him. Right, for having used and filled his ass, yeah. He then lowered his gaze to the floor as his shoulders began trembling. Alright, different sprite. Oh, he's sort of like... It's kind of strange poster, no? Well, I assume the sprites will be used later on, right? Again. I mean, obviously they didn't create these fucking sprites just one moment, right? So, Okay. What the fuck was that? What's in the game? Anyway. The sudden jolt of anger momentarily swept the fear away. No, it wasn't in this game. Then what the fuck? His hand and body crashed to the floor. This was what happened when you screw with an intercollegiate athlete. Tsukada quickly got on top of him. Right. The fear of hit beneath him once more stirred his passions, of course it did.
久々にお前のケツ穴使ってやるよ。おい。
Right.
そういえばお前、俺と別れた後、誰かとやったりしたのかな。なあ。
さっきの質問のあれだけど、
I don't remember as well.
殺しに来たんだ。
Ah, why did you... right.
あんたのことを殺しに来たんだ。
の野郎、めちゃくちゃにしてやるからな。ひいひい言わせてやる。
Right. Sakura frantically undid his belt. His crouch had grown even hotter and harder because of course it was. Did. In that moment, intense prayer... Oh, prayer in his ear...
やだだ、やめろ、離す。
Right.
わかったから、やめるから、おいってが。
あ
He literally waved his palms in front of him in a mocking fashion. Right. See? What I told you. Okay, yes, it's like the last moment to make the assumptions. Bollocks. Humans. No, arms, yeah, it would be stupid. It wouldn't be scary, right? If he had like 4 arms, for example. Right? For a normal person, I think. Right? Maybe he can change like form like Bodox. I mean like, for example, like he can create some shit like, not exactly an arm, but something else, right? As it can become anything. But considering we're talking about visual novels and anime, quite ironically, maybe it's a tentacle. No, really, because I guess it would also his poster, right? Remember how I told about his poster? So maybe it's like sprout from his back. I mean, yeah, Madoka said that was something from his back, right? No, it was under Shinji's, behind Shinji's back, but it somehow came there, right? So, okay, yeah, my kind of last bet that it's some fucking tentacle thing is from his back or something. He never waved his palms in front of him in a mocking fashion. What was that? This is how Fleet Struggle brings someone else with him? Someone with him? Someone strong like a pro wrestler? Did he? Sakura let out a desperate cry. His entire body floated in the air, suspended solely by his ear. And... double take. Take 2, I mean. Sorry. He slammed into the wall with ungodly force. But that also meant his ear was finally released. The insane pain didn't wane by much though. It seemed like he cut his head on the impact as some blood trickled down his cheek. The only thing I don't understand, why he would kill Tsukada? Because Tsukada knows about him. But it's not like Shinji doesn't know about him. And he wants Shinji to stop him. So like what? So he wouldn't hurt Shinji? Because, right, Tsukada wants Shinji, right? So, well, I guess? Okay. Actually, there was no mere trickle, it was a stream. Oh, holy shit. They actually drew that. He tried touching his ear, bearing the intense pain. Oh, I assume there is no ear, right? Well, I actually like that they drew that, you know. That's nice. His entire body shivered and froze. I see. Yeah, that explains it. It wasn't there. Tsukada desperately looked for it, thoroughly staining his fingers in a bloody crimson. His mind went blank with horror and pain. He nearly regarded the confused and terrified man with no emotions in his eyes. No motion in his eyes, sorry. Shit, he wasn't kidding, he was really out to kill him! Sakura mustered the last of his strength and shoving the Mori out of the way, hurried to the front door. His vision was so rugged that he couldn't believe it was actually his. That bastard, he was beyond insane! His ah! Sakura ran along the dark street with tears and blood streaming down his face. He knew his life would be as good as over if he got caught here. The bastard tore his ear off. He's moved beyond any reasonable level of... Oh, so now they're here, so... Oh. Right. He got up? How could he? Even though he had a traumatic injury, Sakura wasn't in the college track and field athlete. Yeah, I don't know why you're laughing actually. Also, the emotions flat within him and combined with the pain manifested as dry whole laugh. It was alright. This is fine! It's gonna be enough of him to kill him. Well, bring it. Sakura wouldn't go down so easily. He's alive. His life had already started. He wanted to, right, have more sex and eat more delicious meat. I don't know why meat, but okay. And... Yeah, GG Nori. Yeah. See? Not predictable, I guess, because it was sort of hard to predict, right? Because, like, what would they exactly use, right? To make him a monster, but you know. Also, it looks bigger than I anticipated, actually, yeah. So, Probably his stomach was on fire. He remembered his this sensation penetration, but it definitely wasn't sad. Right. I guess. I didn't feel good at all, it only hurt. It hurt first than when he got it in the ass, right. In the back, I should have said in the back, right. The heat quickly passed and it's in its place, his stomach now felt freezing cold. It felt really cold, he could barely stand on his feet in this chill. He thought he'd crash to go around just like that, but his body pulled away from it instead. Yeah. Yeah, see? Yeah, so he sort of manifested bollocks, right? Sort of. Yeah. So, why they just why you can't, like, delete this out of here? I want to take a screenshot, for example. A clean screenshot. Why the fuck it exists? Like, come on. This guy left the ground. Struggled with his body floating in the air, but he couldn't find any leverage. Well, I guess that's pretty fucking cool. I mean, that's basically tentacles with, like, mouths on his hands. That's like, holy shit, like, imagine seeing that. Okay, I guess that would qualify like pretty scary scene, right? He looked down. Something was sticking out of his stomach. I'm sort of surprised that he's still alive, actually. So this was why it felt like a scorching rod had penetrated his stomach. Right. Sight of an alien object violating his body shocked him so much that he pissed himself. Oh no shit. That's what you don't know. So I guess, yeah, it was like after, I guess, Madoka, right? He was possessed after that. And that just appeared. Because his soul didn't really exist, I guess, right? Because he was empty. And that took its place, right? So there was nothing to corrupt, right? And that sort of manifested, I guess. Well, that's my sort of explanation, right? Yeah. The moon observed Tsukada's death through... throws? What? I gonna write it down. What the fuck does that mean? Throws? It's not like throwing, like throw something, but like throws. Death throws. Ah, death throws. Maybe like that's like death cries. My fucking music. Why you don't try it? Fucking, come on. Can you like? Ah. Can like any pen actually write it down? Thanks. Throws, right? And I assume that's all the sister of Kirito. I don't remember her name. Everyone observed Sakura's death throws from a bit further away. Yeah. Yeah.
あれ、武器ではないわよね。秀則は両手をポケットに突っ込んでいるし、あれじゃ武器なんか扱えっこない。
She knows him. Or his name. Hidenori, that's his actual name, right? wait. Okay, super crazy theory time. Hidenori was her boyfriend? That would make sense why he didn't die. Right? But that would traumatize her. I mean, he's fucking monster. How would he die actually? So, But then again, how they actually will kill him? So, yeah, that's kind of obvious.
というか、本当に一体どういうことよ。秀則の体から生えているように見える。
Yeah. Huh? A tentacle? Yeah, see, they just fucking decided not to talk about this before this moment, right? And that's kind of stupid, sort of, right? Obviously, it was still cool, yeah, how it was manifested right now, yeah, and that's like hook screw and that kind of stuff. But come on, like, really? Why is it? Yeah, just doors closing. Closing doors in the facility. Not facility, but the idea. But yeah, it's not like, I guess that's stupid. Yeah, but come on, we could have learned it like 2 hours ago. Like, just imagine like fucking Shinji. Yeah, he knows that some shit happened, and he just goes there. First of all, that's retarded, right? Shit happened. I mean, that's some shit threw him into the wall, and he doesn't even know what that was, right? And Madoka just doesn't help him until like that point. Like, excuse you? Like, how about tell him about that, like, when he was leaving, for example, I don't know, Kirito's residence, so he wouldn't actually go there, like, in the first place? How about that? Use that as an argument there, so, he wouldn't actually be riding right now, anywhere. I guess, why, right? Anyway, huh? A tentacle? Are you serious?
分かってるわよ。だから最初言い渋ったんじゃない。
I mean, I sort of understand. Yeah, but because like holy shit, right? And she's still like mentally 14, right? Or like whatever else, or like sort of teenager age, right? She not necessarily 14, right? But maybe like 15, or some sort of in that range. I mean, it was like when they like adolescents, right? So maybe 13 to 14 to 15, right? She is, right? So she's like would be super shocked, I guess, and couldn't believe her eyes and some shit, but still, right?
でも本当にそう見えたの。そしてそれはジョーカーの体から直接生えているように見えた。本当にそう見えたの。
Madoka repeated herself multiple times. I had trouble believing it, but she was standing right beside me back then. Still, tentacle?
シンジも不思議に思っていたでしょ。
I mean, yeah,
自分が投げ飛ばされたのか。
it sort of would explain that, I guess, right? At the same time, physics, I guess, don't work fucking like in this universe, right? Because like, if the tentacle is so strong that it can like just throw a human right against the wall, how he actually just carries it right into his back? Obviously he's a monster, he's not a human anymore, so maybe he's like like superhuman in that regard right now, yeah, but you get the idea. Yeah.
体勢なんか関係ないのよ。だって触手は勝手にグネグネ動いていたんだもの。
He did not stood, he was lying, but okay.
そして襟首を掴んでポーンと投げ飛ばしちゃった。
The strength that exhibited was pretty crazy too.
ねえ、あの人はもう本当に危ないの。なんだか知らないけど完全に化け物なの。そんな化け物のところに行ったらシンジ殺されちゃうよ。
Yeah, I mean, how do you even kill this? Maybe like chopping his head off. Maybe? But like, try to do it, right?
だから今すぐ引き返して。
It's too late. I mean, he's already riding, so. Yeah, I mean, that's why I was talking about. Like, you should have fucking told him earlier, and not build this like suspense shit. Also, yeah, he in the place where there's like Selena and like Hidenori right now, so like, it may go down actually. Like right about now. Is this the right place, kid? I think that's the apartment you were talking about. Yeah, this is it. Ah, no. Oh, okay, I don't fucking understand then. So he was going to Tsukada because he assumed that he was there. I mean, he obviously could make the connection, yeah, between the money, but like, but that doesn't guarantee that he is there, right? I mean, that's, I guess, at least one place where he knows he could search for him, right? But yeah, I guess the abandoned building doesn't particularly make sense because he already was there second time, right? So I don't know. Anyway, both gaspers were made to the apartment. Body stains were smeared all over the ground. They continued from the apartment stairs to the street.
あの人きつなこと言っていたんだよね。
Did he?
塚田のこと殺していればよかったとか。
I don't remember. Yeah. That was why I came here. I didn't care about Sakura, but because yeah, I guess you would find him here because yeah. But did he say that? I don't remember. Okay, maybe he said that. I'm not gonna like be an idiot.
どうするの？これ本当にまずいわよ。
Let's go check his room.
シンジ！
The inside looked even worse. The items in the room were thrown all over the place. Yeah, strewn, I guess. Strewn? I'm gonna write it down. And bloody stains covered both the floor and the walls. Telltale signs of violent struggle. Okay. Strewn. Or like whatever. Though there probably wasn't much struggling that could be done between a man and a monster. In any case, it didn't look like anyone was still here. I wonder if it will wait. Wait, how come we can see his blood? He didn't die then by these moments. The blood disappears when the victims turn into products. I've seen it with my own eyes. I see. I guess this is what happens if the blood stains are far from the actual murder location.
場所？
I explained as I hurried out of the room, following the stairs. I mean, remember the ears? Parts of the victims probably remain if they taken some distance from where they were killed. Okay, that makes sense, I guess.
それでシンジは今どこに向かっているの？
Один dancer. Он только didn't say anything either. Just looked at me with a sad look on her face.
あんたボダッハに取り憑かれていたのね。
I mean, I understand the poster, but like, why? Can you just not draw it normally?
あれセリナさん。
Yeah. Заебало снова чаза. So, will my tear stand?
こんばんは。
Okay, I'm gonna take screenshots with his smile because...
慣れ慣れしく挨拶しないでよ。
Okay, maybe not.
ん
Serena glanced at the place where the man expired. His body turned to the body and disappeared. Okay. She didn't miss that the man was missing an ear before it happened.
もしかしてあんたがジョーカーだったの？
うん。
そうだったんだ。
セリナさん、なんだか嬉しそうだね。
ええ、嬉しいわね。
なんで？
あんたのことを殺せるから。
Yunori's expression showed no signs of change. Though that was hardly surprised, he was now very concerned about himself. And much less his life.
セリナさん、桜の森ドリーマーズの一員なんだよね。
No, not really, I guess.
もうやめたわよ。
じゃあ、やっぱり正義のヒーローか。
正義？あんたのザレ言には付き合っていられないわね。
Would he actually let her kill him? Would he actually let her kill him? If she said that she was the hero of justice or like whatever, right? Because Seigi no Heroes is basically translates hero of justice, basically, yeah? Or like, or some other phrase, I guess. It uses basically these two words, right? Serena pulled out her blade.
セリナさんはなんで僕のことを殺したいの？
なんで？どの口がそんなことを言うのよ。
So why blade? But you don't have pistol. Serena took off her glasses.
私の顔がこんなことになったのはあんたのせいじゃないの。
Well, that's pretty small reason to kill someone, I guess.
そう？
Right.
だってあの放火犯捕まったんだよね。とにかく、あのレストランに火をつけたのは僕じゃない。
See? Remember like the restaurant fire?
僕がいくら頭がバカでもあれには関係ないっていうのはわかるよ。
Show's really pretty fucking cool. By the way. As they were celebrating Hideno's birthday that day, Serena was excited and invited him to a bit of fancy restaurant. Hideno's table manners were awful, and he said he couldn't understand the taste. But Serena was satisfied. A group of Polacks appeared in the establishment around the time they were bringing the main dish. Serena froze, seeing them jump into one customer after the other.
もう出ましょう。
なんで？
モダン派が出てきたの。よくわからないけど、ここは危険だわ。
The narrator must have known about them, yet he didn't react. He nodded and continued it.
ちょっと。
The tone grew sharper. Sharp. She had no idea how much time they had left.
なんか外が明るいね。
From the report later, she learned that both the main and the back doors had already been blocked by then. In other words, the culprit made sure no one could escape. The customers finally noticed something was wrong, their panicked voices filling the interior. Yet Hidenori continued reading unfazed.
秀則、早く逃げないと。
セリナさんは逃げた方がいいよ。
何言ってるの？
She was almost screaming. I mean, okay, Hidenori was indeed strange, but she would have never imagined he would act like this in the face of life and death station.
早く逃げるの。
She grabbed his arm and forcefully pulled him to his feats, having trained in Kendo since a young age, she was more physically fit than an average man. The customers inside looked around confused, not showing any hint of trying to run while the interior remained safe. The employees hadn't sought to begin evacuation. What's going on? A huge fire rose outside of the door, hot enough to burn you just by coming close. Like, why the fuck are you sitting around them? Okay. After a while, the flames started invading the interior as well. Selena let Hidenomi's hands go and pulled her jacket over her face. She addressed him without looking at him. She never even considered the possibility of him not following her. But... and I assume she would go back for him or something. Will go back. Because, like... that's how she would get the scar, actually, right?
大丈夫だった？
Also, why... right. Also, why the fuck... like... So, that was like... where? Yeah, the customers finally noticed something was wrong. They panicked voices in the interior. But they, like, didn't even try to run. Like, what? Even try to open the doors. Also, how they actually got out? Okay, a million questions. She looked behind only to realize she was alone. Flames surrounded the restaurant from all angles. It was probably too late for those who were too slow to react. But Hidenori was still inside. Hidenori! Right. Hey, what are you thinking? She shook her free of the hands of the person trying to stop her and returned inside. Later she would come regret not heeding the kind stranger's warning. She should have left Hidenori take care of himself. The interior of the establishment had turned into a side from hell in just a few minutes. She pushed the panicked people out of the way and continued inside. Panicking people. Unbelievable, he was still eating at his table!
Selena-san, どうして?
It wasn't the time to fight, but she couldn't help it. He regarded her as if nothing out of the ordinary was happening.
死ぬのもいいかと思って。
So he actually tried to die. I actually wanted to say that maybe that was his like attempt to just die. And the other theory I had obviously that he wouldn't actually die from that, yeah, because he's a monster. There was a hollow non-chance to his wills. Selena grabbed his hand and didn't let go this time. It was pretty much a miracle she managed to get out the second time. Not many were lucky enough to escape even once. I wonder if her face that would never disappear was a small price to pay.
そうね。犯人は全くの別人。そんなことはもちろん分かってるわよ。でもあんたは妙にグズグズしていた。だから私は戻ることになった。
She told her little sister that her lover fell behind, but in reality, he'd have rather stayed behind.
それで私はこうなってしまったの。道義的な責任は感じてほしいところね。
Right. She hoped for it a little, but it seemed to have been useless after all. If he was capable of that, he wouldn't have... what? He wouldn't have abruptly disappeared to begin with, right?
もしかしてセリナさん、僕が消えたもんだから怒っていたの?
Of course she is. Selena's face flashed with both embarrassment and anger.
だからって殺そうとするの? セリナさんもちょっとおかしい人みたいだね。
Yeah, that's kind of...
分かってるわよ。
Well, at least you realize that. Selena practically spells the words out.
だから我慢してきたんじゃないの。あんたがどこにいるかなんてこっちはとっくに把握していた。
そうなんだ。気がつかなかったな。
What did exactly happened, like, in time again? I guess it was like before Madoka was killed, maybe. But would that make sense? Maybe.
私は思ったわよ。あんたがボダーハに取りつかれればいいって。そうすれば遠慮なく殺せる。
はは。やっぱりおかしいね。
Yeah, that's kind of... It certainly was possible. Her mind indeed might have imploded at some point. Countless battles and dreams chipped away at your sense little by little.
けどあえて見張らないようにしていたの。顔を見たら即座に殺したくなってしまうから。
Ah, no, just sense. Okay. Can you like... I press in the fucking, mouse. I'm pretty sure you can hear that, and it just doesn't work sometimes.
私のしていることは単なる殺人ではない。あくまでボダッハ退治よ。
No, so you're telling yourself.
僕はやっぱり女の人とは付き合えないと思ったんだよ。
I see. I mean, yeah, that was after all these experiences that he had in Asunaro Academy, I guess.
だからって男と付き合いたいわけじゃないけどね。あの時それが分かったんだ。だから僕は消えた。
今になって命乞い？
あは。セリナさんこそどうして僕と付き合うことにしたの？セリナさんみたいな美人が頭も財布も空っぽの男と付き合うなんて信じられないよね。しかも男として不能だっていうのにさ。
As if more than enough needed a reason, well, yeah. But she had gotten into her head that she could save this man. Ah, I see. Right! Ironically, I ended up ruining her instead, yeah. Yeah.
おしゃべりはこれくらいにしましょうか。
They stood at a distance her sword could easily cover. All it take was a single movement of her muscles and the man before her would be dead.
とにかく今のあんたはボダッハに取りつかれている。殺人も繰り返した。だから死ぬのが世のためということよ。
She borrowed the sword from her grandfather's collection the day she left home. It was a sharp and well-designed weapon to begin with, but she'd been sharpening it after every kill, which made it even better. Serena was practically still a kid compared to him, but the old master and had started looking a little scared when he looked at Serena. Perhaps he could tell. Perhaps he knew that the blade had already drawn blood.
以前ならおとなしく殺されてよかったんだけど、でも今の僕はもう昔みたいな空っぽじゃない。
Okay, so that makes sense in terms of that happened before he was possessed, okay. And maybe before he killed Madoka, okay. Okay, and now, yeah, there is Bodach inside of him. Or Bodachs. Who the fuck knows, right? So, like... So, like, what does he want to do then? Nearly defenselessly stood in front of her. Should have already finished the deed with a single swing if it was anyone else. But...
さっきのあれは何だったの？あんたの体から何か奇妙なものが出ていたでしょう。
ああ、これのこと？
Yeah. See, makes sense. See, like this poster and that kind of stuff.
これね、自分でもわからないんだ。なんかだんだんとこんなことになって。
Serena studied the phenomenon in bewilderment. A whole bunch of sick rope-like appendages screamed around hidden area. They looked like tentacles of some sort of aquatic creature growing from a person. One of them stabbed his victim earlier.
なかなか便利だよこれ。自分の思う通りに動くし、それに力も強いんだ。おー、すごい。セリナさんさすが。
Right. Serena reflexively swung the blade, severing the tentacles that came her way. It felt like she'd been cutting through hard rubber. The blade just barely made it through the sink despite having been sharpened to near perfection. The dagger wriggled on the ground for a bit before disappearing. They vanished like a bubble despite possessing a rigid physical body. That was another trait that they shared with mortals.
ダメージはないみたいね。
痛くはなかったな。
I see. I mean, makes sense. It's not like you.
そういえばあんた、いつ頃からボダッハに取り憑かれていたの？
Ah.
3年くらいかな。あの火事の後だよ。
Okay, I don't. So like, he killed Madoka before he was possessed, so the body wouldn't disappear, right? Then the thing with your sister, and there was fire, I guess, and then he was possessed. I guess. If you experience anyone that had been possessed for a long period of time would end up losing any resemblance to a human being. Products were like parasites that devour the host from the inside. That was why her grandfather was so focused on eradicating them. The host would die either way, and while minimizing the damage they could do before passing was his main goal, saving souls was likely a secondary objective.
3年も経ったら、秀則、あんたの魂はもうすっかり食い尽くされているわよ、ボダッハに。
あは。
何がおかしいの？
そんなもの、最初から僕にはなかったと思うよ。空っぽの僕にはさ。来ないの？だったら僕から行こうか。
If it was only humans that Serena killed until now, her darkened psyche possessed unusual powers in the dream world, but not here in reality. Darkened psyche, yeah. But Hinori was different, he changed it to something beyond human.
これじゃキリがない。こちらは暴走一方で敵に体力も尽きてしまう。しかも触手は次々現れるようだし。
I mean, Hinori didn't look tired, much less hurt and capacitated.
逃げた方がいいんじゃない？
Yeah.
そうはいかないわね。あんたはこれからも殺人を続けるつもりでしょ？とぼけようとしてもそうはいかないわよ。
いずれにしろ。
いずれにしろ。
僕を止めるのはセリナさんじゃない。
She fended off a tentacle coming from above, but another one circled around, targeting her from the sides. They didn't show any such complicated and calculated moves before. She jumped back at the last moment, but a sharp pain flared around her stomach. Her sturdy leather suit tore apart as red lines appeared across her body. They didn't, but okay. Also, yeah, you really seem in pain. Which way you going, young lady? Right. Huh?
さっさと逃げなさい。
Huh?
あれが見えないの？
What is that?
早く行きなさい。
Also, he saw the threat and opened his mouth as wide as he could go. He didn't punch an inch. Fucking retarded.
早く逃げればいいのに。
Ah, that's old man.
そんな
Old
お
man.
っさん放っておいてさ。
I see. Alright. She could cut a tentacle from the air, but if a whole bunch of them attacked her at the same time, she could dodge it, but then it put the man behind her in danger. The amount of tentacles increased even further. Cold sweat crawled down Serena's back. And I assume, yeah, that's the time. Kid has his full attention on what was happening in front of him. Why did you... Ah, because I guess he doesn't have pistol at the moment. I wanted to ask why he didn't shoot him. His body crashed into the utility pole as I tackled him from behind. Behind? Like million tentacles? What? Tentacles, I mean. That should have been enough to send an average man to hospital, but...
嘘 じゃないって分かったでしょ。私の言ったこと。
Yeah. It wasn't a normal bag that I crashed into. A bunch of weird things were growing out of it.
ふう。ああ、シンジ君か。こんばんは。
He'd wiped the blood off his forehead without showing any signs of pain.
おでこが割れちゃったよ。
Doesn't it hurt?
別にボダッハに取りつかれたせいじゃないよ。僕は元からそうなんだ。指を折ったり尻肉をペンチで潰したくらいでヒーヒー泣いていた塚田が不思議なくらいだったな。
Right. I took a few steps back without getting him out of my sight. I wasn't running away, but I'd like to think he took a few steps back because of that phrase. Anyway. Are you alright? It's Miss Serena, isn't it?
君はクレハの友達ね。
Notice. There was an unfamiliar man behind her, but he seemed to have been just a random passerby, as he'd already run away.
助けてもらったのもありがたいけど、一体何をしに来たの？夢とは違うのよ。武器も持っていないようだし、それとも何か心得でもあるというの？
I shook my head, though the woman barely looked at me, sorry.
とも武器にしろ心得にしろ、あんな化け物相手ではあまり意味もないでしょうけど。
Yeah. She glared at Heath. It seemed like he hadn't moved at all.
あの男に何が起こったか知ってるの？
Yes.
だったら早く逃げなさい。
Actually, I followed him here.
そうなら勝手になさい。
The woman disappeared in the darkness with his sword.
シンジも早く逃げないと。
I shook my head.
だってどうするのよ。相手は普通の人間じゃないのよ。シンジにできることなんて何もないじゃない。
That may have been true, but I couldn't turn my back after coming all this way.
シンジ!
What, he just charged at him at what? He still stood in the same place. Something weird floated in the air behind his back. That was apparently the identity of my assailant from earlier today.
シンジ君、桜の森ドリーマーズの一員なんでしょ？
Nah?
だったら夢の中で戦えばいい。なのになんで持ってきたの？
That's a silly question for revenge.
復讐か。
I had no idea what he was thinking, but there was a hint of loneliness in his tone for whatever reason.
支援は良くないな。そんなの正義のヒーローとは言えない。
I had enough nonsense from you already. I spread the words out. Yet no matter how much indignation I showed, he'd continue to regard me with a vacuous, sheepish look. The peace he emanated used to make me relax in the past, but now it only made me angrier. Can you at least tell me one thing? I didn't kill my daughter. Oh, it was actually pretty short, because when I saw that like fucking 2 lines of he, I actually thought he would be laughing like forever. Look at me, kid. Was it spray or something? Already the defense spray that I prepared for the fight with Katsuragi. The thing contained Togarashi extract, so even with his dull sense of pain, he probably still wouldn't be able to open his eyes with that on his face. Though I spotted an opening, I hesitated. Could I really kill him? With no weapons or any swords, the only thing I could do was break his neck. Could I really do something like that?
さっきの発言は撤回するわ。来てくれて助かったわよ。
That's what I thought. I actually didn't believe that he actually left, you know, because it's like, what? Miss Serena?
逃げたと思った？そんなはずないでしょ。
Right. Can circle around, she appeared behind Hidenori's back with a tranquil smile.
だってずっと
Okay, I'm pretty sure that's not the end. I mean, like, what? Also, holy shit, this graphic, right? I really actually like this about the game. Because, also, how the fuck she cut it? Him. Oh, there she is. Because, like, as you see, she, like, cut, like, at least 2 tentacles, yeah, and his body. So, how the fuck? She said herself, well, not said herself, but thought in herself that, oh, holy shit, I only could cut 1, yeah, like, barely, because, like, it was, like, super, like, tough, right? So, But anyway, as I was saying, I really like how graphic it is, because, like, not many visual novels do that, right? That's really cool. Also, details and stuff, and like this, like, darker tone, you know, it's just, like, really cool, you know? Anyway, let's continue. For a moment, it was like the flow of blood, so in my veins reversed. My blood pressure shot up, making me feel like I was swelling up from inside. The sight was so shocking, I completely froze. Her tone was calm and collected. I couldn't believe I was looking at someone who just killed another person. He had pretty much split in two, collapsing into a pool of his own blood. Selene quickly flicked the sword once to shake the blood of it. I mean, yeah. I stared at the body, unable to move. All sorts of emotions swirled in my head like a whirlpool. Among them was a hint of sadness, as much as I couldn't believe it.
Shinji, 行こう。本当に。
Yeah. Was this the sound of him getting up? Seeing me go, Miss Serena too turned on her heel. Although she had an intimidating air about her, it didn't seem like she was a close person. I saw her stab a complete stranger just earlier. I guess this is it. I still couldn't believe it. But the Joker had died before my very eyes. The man who killed my girlfriend was gone. An odd sense of defeat lingered in my heart. In the end, I did nothing. I couldn't jump over the gap between desire and action.
そんな顔しないでよ、シンジ。とにかく望んだ結果にはなったんだから。でしょ？私はこれで良かったと思う。あの人からすると勝手なようだけど、とにかくシンジの手が汚れないことが。
Maluka suddenly gasped and without a sharp scream, I could tell something had happened, but my eyes had been fixed on looking for a thread ahead. After all, it was just the body behind me. Right.
Shinji.
I finally turned around. Yeah. I mean, it makes sense, you know. He wouldn't just die. Just because. Why is it cool? Like, really? Come on. Did we enter into a dream before we knew it? There couldn't have been any other explanation. That kind of thing didn't happen in reality. Indeed, who could have believed that he was still alive? The two halves of his body were slowly coming together again. Is it bug or something? But I guess, what would they show here? Like, his dying face or like what? Yeah! Okay! This time I had no choice but to agree. I mean, yeah. What was that at the last moment? Okay. Also, I'm gonna take a break. See you in a few minutes.